Hey guys, Coupon to Provide here, and today I'm coming at you with my craft room tour. While we take an overall look at the space panning through, I thought it would be a good idea to share with you what kind of crafter I am. For starters, I don't consider myself a crafter. I am a creative doer. I create because it's in my soul, I do so, and I share that with others in hopes to inspire or light a fire that once burned in someone to create and get that sense of accomplishment back through creativity. So I don't do technicalities here. I don't work with any brands. I basically take my inspiration from you guys and just get creative. I dabble in many things, and I usually refer to myself as a jack of all trades but a master of none. But I love it all. This space reflects that for sure. I have what I want when I want, and it's amazingly enough a huge part of you guys. Friends to the channel have flooded this space with generosity and gifts and things that I will forever be grateful for. That being said, I hope my affordable and organized systems help you guys and inspire you in some way to create some simple solutions in your own creative space. I did take a poll on my social medias to find out whether or not y'all wanted a full-length video or a smaller, shorter subcategory set of videos. And by 74% of you, it seems like y'all want a full-length video. But for the rest of you, I'm going to try to do my best to break the spaces down into subcategories and create a timestamp over the next few days in the actual description box or the comments of the video so that you guys can just reference certain points. Also, if I have any systems that are the exact same from the previous house, then I will go ahead and link those videos in the description box as well. So that is pretty much it for the intro of this video. I do hope that you enjoy watching all of the different things that I have come up with and kind of get some logic behind all of my madness. I promise there is a purpose. That being said, we're going to go ahead and jump right in with the organization. Okay, so as we take a look at these bookshelves, a little bit of information on the shelves. So you can find these shelves at IKEA for 25 bucks or 20 bucks if I'm not mistaken. They are a simple, basic Billy bookcase. There's nothing fancy about them. But what I do is I kind of just line them up all together. And when I need something to be more height, I'll take a shelf out and I'll plug that shelf in somewhere else. I do not let things go to waste. So for example, here I have, as you can see, wider spaces here, right? That's the pretty average size of each shelf. But if you go a little further down, you'll notice that I have shorter shelves like here. And that's actually because I have pulled shelving from another unit and put it here where it actually serves me best. And you'll see what I'm talking about, where I pulled it from in just a minute. But I wanted to just kind of throw that out there. If you have a unit that has good structure, make it into what you need it to be. Make it work for you how you see it working. Don't let it make you use it for what it's intended. Does that make sense? Because as you guys know, I do a lot of things my way. I don't really follow the rules when it comes to a lot of stuff. So yeah, for me, a bookshelf, as long as it has good structure and you can live without a piece somewhere, put that piece somewhere else and make it maximize your storage in other places. So now that we have covered that, let's go ahead and take a look at what I have. Okay, so I think I'm going to go ahead and start off with these two shelves here because they are kind of one unit, if that makes any sense. They kind of both flow into journaling and planner stuff. So starting off here, this is actually a metal stand-up paper organizer, but it fit perfect in this space and I just use it to organize my planners and planner books upright vertically, and it keeps them nice and snug so they're not kind of bending and tilting anyway. They stay nice and straight, and I love that organizer there. I think I got it for $2 at the Goodwill, I want to say. I actually store my planner stickers in planner binders. This makes it so easy for me. I think I do have a full video on this, I want to say, so I will try to link those videos down below. If I have a system that I use and I used it before and it still works for me, then I'll go ahead and link that same video in the description box. I have these little organizers here, and I want to say I got this from Giant Dollar. I'm not positive, or I could have gotten it from a thrift store. I'm not positive, to be honest with you. but I just use it to hold my different planner discs. Along with the Dollar Tree container down at the bottom, I use that as well to hold all of the planner discs. So I do separate my planner stickers by brand, which is very rare for my office, but I do feel like they all have their own personality. Recollection stickers look like recollection stickers. Along with the Happy Planner stickers, they all have a very similar look. Target, Dollar Spot, same, and Dollar Tree, same. So I feel like separating them by brand kind of gives me an idea of what I'm looking for because I kind of know the style of each brand. Here I have some notebooks. These are actually just notebooks for office-y related stuff. And then I have some sticky notes in there that I use for work stuff also. And these little cotton ball organizers were actually from Giant Dollar for $1.09, but I wound up using them for paper tapes like this here, or these roll up planner stickers as well. And this little thing is just something that I threw flowers into and set it there. Now here is a prime example of what I feel like makes a bookshelf work. If ever you are rearranging your shelves and you remove a shelf from another side, go ahead and put it in somewhere where it fits better instead of having it sit off to the side, collect dust, and have no purpose. I went ahead and added another shelf from another unit here, and it gave me really nice short sections to work with to maximize the storage space for what I needed. I don't need a lot of height on these shelves because all that does is waste vertical space. And then I have to find a way to put a little shelf in there and tier things and all that. So for me, it just made more sense to add another shelf that I took from a different shelf and put it here instead. Over here, I kind of gave this little area a faux tiered look by using a simple 2x4. All I did was take one, stretch it along the back, set the basket on it, and put the other ones in front. And this is just my little page flag and sticky note area. It just holds all of the little page flags and sticky notes and stuff that I will hopefully eventually use one day. In here you can see little bits and pieces that I store in washi containers. That's one of the things that I really do love about the washi containers and saving them, that you can use them in different areas around your office for different supplies. So when you see people send me washi containers and friend mails, they're not sending me their trash. They're sending me their little treasures because I actually put those babies to use all around my office. I have some more Dollar Tree trays down here, and I have a lot of pre-cut paper. This is actually what I do with my scraps when I feel like doing anything with them. I will cut them down. See, all of these fit into pocket letters, so all of these papers are pre-cut. They were all scraps or all paper that I just knew I really liked and I wanted to cut down for that. These are some journaling cards, and there's more in the back, and then these are Project Life cards. And I don't do any of those things specifically to how they are supposed to be. I just use these things for whatever I want to use it for. Moving on to the next shelf. These are, again, Dollar Tree organizers with some paper and tags. Dollar Tree organizers with more papers and paper envelopes. These are tags. These are ephemera books. These are really, really cute books. I absolutely love those. We got those from Tuesday morning, and then some awesome bookmarks from a friend to the channel. And then these actually fit my Happy Planner pages. They're already pre-cut. They're really cute designs, and then you can just ink them up and put them onto your page. So super simple stuff there. It's a great way to use up your scraps if you want to just pre-cut some pieces and have them together ready for you to use whenever you feel like it. Now down here, I have two of the Dollar Tree dish racks on their sides to store anything pocket related. Anything I can turn into a pocket is what I put down here. We have adhesive pockets, we have old pockets, new pockets, these little photo album pockets, regular coffee, what are these, coffee filters, and then CD case pockets. All of this stuff can be repurposed into your journals, into your planners. And I keep them down here because I see them for that use and I have them ready to go. I just keep them divided by a little section and I just put them right there and they stand upright and they're perfect. So yeah, there's that. So next to this shelf, I have this shelf here. Now there are 9 containers here, and these are actually Dollar Tree containers that I use to put in different junk journal materials or pieces into. Anytime I feel like something would fit a junk journal theme very well, I throw it all into there, and then I will eventually get to it and create a project out of it. As I did my Christmas theme one, I had 2 Christmas theme junk journal containers, and they are empty now because I have already created them and I absolutely love them. And as I build up and time goes by, I will create more, and that's where all of that stuff goes. For those, if it's a specific theme and I know it'll fit a theme, I'll put it together and I'll put it into a container, and then when I can get to it, I will. Moving on, I have these stackable little racks from King Dollar that I got a long time ago. They have notepads in them, and then next to that I have clipboards. Now clipboards make an awesome material for journal covers, also for other projects that you need sturdy pieces that you don't want to use cardboard for, that you need actual stronger board for, because you can easily cut them with the blade and get your material from that, or you can use them as clipboards, whichever one you prefer. Moving on, I have adult coloring books. I love grabbing these every now and again and just kind of sitting in my office in the dark and coloring, because I have 50 kids and sometimes I just want to freaking color and quiet. So yeah, there's that. In this box, I have a ton of these envelopes with planner stuff. We have the Recollection label stickers, Recollection divider stickers, Recollection banner stickers, all that stuff is in there. And then next to it, I have some empty binders, and then some that I have already created some fun projects with, and they are on the channel in the DIY or Happy Planner or Target Dollar Spot Planner playlist, so go ahead and check that out. And I have the planner goodies that I have already created alongside extra planner pages. So on this black one here, I don't know, I never noticed that one was black and one was white, but I guess, you know, whatever. On this one, I just have extra papers, so monthly sheets and stuff for all of the different types of planners, like the mini Recollections binder, the Target Dollar Spot binder, and all that jazz. And then over here, I have all of the planner setups that I have already created and done videos on, or just done on my own. And sometimes you'll see that there are repeats because one is done for me off camera, and then I will recreate one for you guys on camera. So you can see there's 2 of these, and they're absolutely adorable. And I know you guys have said that y'all want me to put that kind of stuff in the Etsy store. I mean, I might eventually. I just see it as it's all paper and glue and stuff like that, and like, will people really buy it? And then will they cry and moan if something isn't exactly how they want it to be? And I just don't have patience for that. I don't have the patience for people that want to be picky but ain't done nothing. So that's the hard part. Now for people that just want to support me and support the channel and want something that I put my love into, yes, totally all about sharing it with those kinds of people. But you just never know who's going to come across it that doesn't know me or the channel. Does that make sense? And it's too much of a risk because I got a big mouth. So yeah, there's that. All of the different things that I've created, and I absolutely love going through them and checking them out and feeling them and looking at them and just seeing how much love I actually poured into each one of those, and how much I like to experiment and how I grow when it comes to crafting those things. In here I have a bunch of hair bands or repurposed bands that I use as keep it together bands. I like to coordinate them with the planner cover that I'm using in at a certain time, like, or a certain season or a certain theme or whatever, just to coordinate with that, to add a cute little touch to my planner. And that is pretty much it for this section here. Now most of this is planner related, junk journal related, all that good fun stuff. Cute. Okay, so moving on from that area, we're gonna go ahead and go on to this shelf here, which is majority embellishment style stuff. So taking a look at the top shelf, we have my sticker collection. My sticker collection is stored in Dollar Tree accordion folders that are this cute little rainbow pattern, and I label almost everything in this office that is labeled with the duct tape brand fabric adhesive tape and a permanent marker, like super simple. And I separate mine by flats, thickers, and 3D, and I put thickers and 3D together, and then I put flats together. and I kind of alphabetical order the categories how I see them in my head. Now, I do believe I have a full sticker organization video, so I will have that link below as well. I have my embellishment boxes on these next two shelves. I don't think there's anything crazy or exciting about embellishments, but if you like, we can go ahead and take a look at each one of the boxes as we put them back on the shelf. That's it for that. The containers were actually from King Dollar. They are an awesome quality. They used to have a cheaper plastic kind of toolbox style organizer back in the day, and then they got these, and these are awesome. These actually clip shut. They stay nice and tight. The tops actually go to the lid, so that is pretty awesome because it keeps everything in place and it's less likely to get all jumbled up and crazy. If you've never had to reorganize a jumbled mess of beads, I don't wish that upon anybody because it was not fun. It took me almost 8 hours to organize these once I had something happen and it fell, and it was just a mess. It was a terrible, terrible mess. So I love these containers from King Dollar. $1.25. They hold so much. They have nice big squares that hold a ton of product. So that is it for that shelf. Moving on, I have some more of those organizers, and the great thing is that these are actually on their sides because I needed more space to hold this stuff. So I just put them sideways and I don't have to worry about stuff falling out or getting all mixed up. So it's perfectly fine. And then there's another one there along the top, and this one has like felt stickers, foam stickers, big kind of like beady gems and things like that. And then these are just things that I still have to put away. In here, I have a lot of adhesive style things. I have fabric style adhesive embellishments, hard adhesive embellishments, patch style adhesives, medium, large, flat, small adhesive gems. So that one just has a lot of basically sticker gems, just to put it short. And I found this bamboo organizer for I think $7 at Aldi. I told you guys about this on my social media whenever I found it because it's an awesome price. These things are about, I say about $11 to $14 depending on where you get them, because you never know how much they charge to slap a brand sticker on there. So $7 was a steal. And this is actually where I store my glitters and some extra embellishment pieces that I find are super adorable, and I've had them in containers as opposed to in the boxes. For whatever reason, my brain just separates some stuff sometimes. So yeah, there's that. A ton of glitter. Awesome enough, I found these glitters at King Dollar as well. And this is the kind of stuff you get there, and it's amazing. It's great quality. This one is super fine and it's beautiful. And look at all the different colors that they have. I hauled these for you guys not too long ago actually, and they had plenty left over. Now all of these super fine glitters were actually Martha Stewart glitters from holiday packs that they had at King Dollar. They had a Martha Stewart craft with all of the different colored glitters and like a little thing that you can Mod Podge and all that. But I just kept the glitter because it's Martha Stewart glitter and I got it for super cheap. And they also have these other basic BAZIC brand glitter shakers with tons of variety of color. And you know, stuff like this is just fun for playing with, for shaker cards and stuff like that. So that is a look at that little shelf. Now don't forget, you could also recreate that bamboo shelf look with 2x4s. Don't count those out. It's super cheap, and if you have scrap wood, it comes in handy big time. Some shorter shelves here. Now a lot of this is just repurposed product, to be honest. I use berry containers as my ephemera storage option because I don't like to just throw away plastic that I do purchase when it comes to berries and stuff like that. So I do keep them and I try to reuse them. And you can see that I separate each one of the little ephemera packs in these little containers. So we have some like little flowers, we have more flowers over here, some typewriters there, some spiders, lots of cute little things, and you can see through them. So at the same time, they're fully functional and they fit in the Dollar Tree can organizers. I believe they're soda can organizers, but they fit smaller cans. So I put them in there and I use those as like little drawers because you can just pull it out, look at everything, see what you want, and then put it back. Super simple, right? And then here I've done pretty much the same thing. Now some of these containers I did purchase from King Dollar because they had like 3 different sizes in one set, so I couldn't pass it up because it was really nice containers, and I needed some for different things like this where I have a bunch of one set, one style, because these are graphic 45 and I love graphic 45. I love all things graphic 45, like all the things. So for some, I do have them in actual bought containers. Like this, you can see I've repurposed, again, more containers, repurposed containers, repurposed containers, repurposed containers, because again, I'm on a reduce waste journey because we are a super huge family, and for us, we can go through quite a bit of product, and if I don't have to get plastic, I won't, and if I can repurpose the plastic, I will. So there is that. Once again, here is a full look at my embellishment shelf next to my planner supplies shelf. I love everything about these shelves, not gonna lie. Okay, so next on the list is my vintage shelf. This is probably one of my absolute most favorite. So we're just gonna go ahead and kind of start from the top and work our way down to the bottom. On the top shelf, I have a IKEA lantern that just has card related things. It has jumbo playing cards, some Tim Holtz vintage cards, some vintage bingo cards and stuff like that in there, and it's just really cute to have it here on the shelf as display. I have these, when I saw them that they were only like $3 or $4, I was like, you know what, I have to get them and just put them everywhere because they're cute and you can just put stuff in it. And over here, it's basically all plasticky type things that you could repurpose and make into pockets to store stuff in your junk journals or your planners and stuff like that. I've found tons of these for pennies on the dollar, and I've gotten them from different places like Tuesday Morning or thrift stores, and give them really great purpose in the journals as pockets and give them a new life. So there is that. And then moving on, here I have just some vintagey looking paper, prints, cards, everything. Okay, it's a combination. A lot of this is a combination of modern but looks vintage or actual vintage. Like this, vintage New Orleans playing cards on top of graphic 45 modern cards that are made to look vintage. You know, it's just a combination of so many different things. These here are actual vintage plastic envelopes with adhesive pockets. Like, it's just a combination of all of it. If it looks old, I want it to go here so that I can, number one, look at it and love it, and number two, play with it and love it even more. And I have this vintage accordion organizer. It's just a file organizer, but it's super cool looking. I saw it and I was like, I gotta buy that. It was just sitting on the top of a shelf somewhere in a thrift store, and I was like, I totally want it. So I just filled it with all of my tea or coffee stained papers, some library card inserts, some random miscellaneous vintage style stuff, doilies and all that. here I found this organizer. It was beautiful. I think I got it, I want to say for $3 or something like that from Pennywise. And it was perfect and exactly what I wanted. I had some cardboard IKEA organizers and I just wanted something nicer. So I went ahead and bought this. When I saw it, I was like, yes, that's perfect. It has that like vintage style look, Victorian style that I love. And I put it here. So here I have this huge paper stack that a friend to the channel actually sent me. She said it came as scrap in some of their deliveries and stuff that they get often, and she just collected it all and sent it to me when she had a big stack. I was like, yes, thank you. And I actually use it. I have some pre-stained copy paper, tea paper, all that stuff, some doilies, stained envelopes, a vintage Greek map, some cards, and just a bunch of, again, vintage for the 1000th time style pieces. Some awesome cardstock. This is super thick cardstock that I found in a thrift store for like $2. And here I have actual vintage pieces. So this is so much fun. If ever you buy vintage books from your local thrift stores, always go through and check out the pages. Well, for starters, I found this really cool like pocket journal that someone wrote out, like their whole thing. There's a lot of like politicians in this book, so that's kind of crazy. Some book covers. I take out the actual book cards, like when they've been checked out with the year on them. I found things like this, a Canadian car sticker, Star Trek bookmark, someone's bill of sale, cool, some promos, some old birthday cards. These are so cute. Check this out, Steven Spielberg 1978 card. Wow. And then in here I have actual vintage sheets that a friend has sent me. I have, check this out. This is a newspaper article. The mini page, do you guys remember that? I remember that. It's the mini page. It was basically a kid section of the newspaper in your Sunday newspaper, I believe, in the Houston, oh, Saturday and Sunday, that's right. Anyway, it's Meet Beatrix Potter. Now, that was awesome. I found it in a Beatrix Potter book, and I couldn't be more excited about it, and it's from 1985. So, yeah. Always check your books to see what kind of treasures you may come across, because as I showed you guys before, I had that Victorian gold lady in one of my books, and that was an awesome find. So I keep all of that stuff in these containers. Now these containers actually come from Daiso for $1.50, and they are great quality to put in there and pull out. I actually considered using them for my scraps, but I really put some thought into it, and like I said before, I'm just not ready to color coordinate scraps. Not about that life right now. And then I have this one here, and these are crazy old. They are from, some are from the 1800s and 1905 and stuff like that. It's crazy. So these are Telegraph Photos. I hope that's correct. Telegraph Photos, and you use them with these like glass, like, I don't know what they're called, but anyway, they're super old and I absolutely love them. And I found them in a whole set in a little sale that our local thrift store was doing out here because they were moving. So one of the ladies had to come and try to sell whatever last bits were left. So she did like a little yard sale type thing, and I bought a bunch of stuff for 40 bucks. The average cost of everything that I bought was actually under $1 a piece. So that was amazing. And I got all of these in one box and with the vintage box. So less than $1. That was awesome. So yeah, always keep your eye out for really cool vintagey pieces everywhere pretty much. And then this one is just an empty box. And then this is file folders that I've stained, all that good stuff. So anything that is made to look old is pretty much here. Some of my favorite vintagey pieces, books, go here. So I like to have imagery in my books that I keep in the office. I do have a study where I keep other vintage books. I have books from 1913, 1902, 1912, I'm trying to find older books, but that's as far as I've gotten. I do have this one Bible though that I'm pretty sure is freaking old because the pages literally crumble in your hands. So that's kind of crazy, but I don't really know the history of the Bible and what testament was like first introduced. So I don't know. I have to kind of do some research. But anyway, I love vintage books with good imagery, so I do keep those here. I have some really cool stuff like a cosmetology book. You know, there's some awesome imagery in that. Better Home and Gardens. I like to have encyclopedias because they have a lot of cool old pictures. A lot of kids books from the 30s and 40s. It's just really fun to collect all this stuff and play with it whenever you decide you want to go ahead and play with it. The way it's aged and the pages, you know, they just kind of pop at you when the imagery is just so different. I love having all of these books here in my collection in my office for me to play with. So here is a look at my vintage shelf once again. And again, keep in mind, 20 bucks a shelf, guys. 20 bucks a shelf, and you can do so much with it. So that is it for this side of the shelving units in the room. Now we can go ahead and jump on to the other side. All right, so it is the Saturday after Valentine's, and we are going to try to finish up this room tour. I've already done the first hour and a half, and I'm gonna try to make the last of it quick for you guys. So I shortened it down as much as possible, so I hope you are satisfied up until this point. And we're gonna go ahead and finish off with the left side of the room with the bookshelves. So over here, I have two sections. And in these sections, I like to call one the Washi Station. And then the other one has anything to do with inks, dyes, coloring, color pencils, and all that stuff. So here, in the Washi section, I have a full bookshelf, and as you can see, there's only two actual shelves. The ones that I pulled out of here were actually the ones that I used in the other areas where I told you I made the shorter shelves, and it worked out perfect that way. In here, I have actually the dollar store or Walmart curtain rods, the flimsy, cheapy little metal ones that you can actually cut down if you need to, and I screw them in side to side. So there's a screw on this end here and there's a screw on that end there. And it basically just holds all the washi across the whole thing. And you could put some across, and then you could even lay some on top if you wanted to. You could separate this or size it however you want, but I just wanted to have clean rows for washi, and this is how it came out, and it actually works perfectly. So each bar is about $1. If you get them at, say, Dollar Tree or Walmart, they have them for 97 cents, same difference. And I just stuck a screw on the left and right side, nice and tight, so that they didn't slip out and fall, make the curtain slide up, or the curtain rod slide up and then fall behind them. I just kept them really snug and tight in their area. And that, as you can see, provides a whole area for washi, and it's not mounting them to the wall. It's not damaging the walls by adding hooks or rods or anything directly to the wall. So there is the top part. Moving on to the bottom part, this is actually an old washi storage that I created, and as time has gone by over the years, I've cut it down to just use what I need from it. It was actually two tall standing units, really durable. It was an awesome little piece. It actually still works good for me now, but I've just cut it down. And then here is another place where I use the Dollar Tree containers. I love these containers. In my old washi organization video, it was full of all of these containers, and I use them just like this. But also, this is where I love to repurpose my washi containers. So if you look here, all I did was I took this end off and I cut a little snippet off of the packaging, so that way the washi could unravel from it without getting snagged. And then the unraveling washi just sits in there beautifully and doesn't tangle up into other washi. So I always repurpose my washi containers for unraveling washi. And as you can see, they sit perfectly in the little Dollar Tree containers all the way across, and they're just ready to be used. They're so adorable. Love the way it looks with all of them just hanging out, kind of frayed and just ready to be pulled on. And then since it is packaging, it doesn't mess it up if you stack other ones on top or in between. These here were actually a Hobby Lobby clearance. I got them for like 75 cents when they were actually, I think, $4 to $5 a piece, or was it 4 to 5? 3 to 5, I don't remember. $3 to $5 a piece. And they were clearanced out. Now you can get real creative and actually take that little Velcro and line an area with felt. Like you could literally just take felt and line it on the side and just pop them on there if you wanted to use this space for something else. Either way, super fun. Now the boys actually come in here and grab these. This is where they grab for if they need any. They're allowed to grab these. And the thing is that it actually works. They can put it back in and just bring it in, no fuss. Like they don't have to worry about where it goes, dropping any other ones in case they're messing with something. And as you can see here, where they've actually gone through some of it, it makes it back into the room. And that is great because, you know, with kids, you never know where things are going to end up. All of these are actually Dollar Tree containers, and these are the shoe organizer boxes, but these in here are actually full of backup washi. Now, one thing I do suggest to you guys is if you are going to have a large washi collection, use it. I know it's so easy to want to hoard prints that we love and don't want to go through because you don't want to waste it all, but it's actually not being wasted if you use it. If you don't use it, washi expires. After a while, it will adhere to itself and it will kind of eat up the paper on the roll. So when you unravel it, you're not going to have any adhesive and it's just going to kind of tear itself from itself. So I would definitely suggest use your washi. If it's something that you love, make it into something that you can go back and look at instead of just tossing because it goes to waste. So there is the washi section. In here, I have another little lantern full of some foil tape and some fabric ribbon. Here I have this amazing creation from a friend to the channel. She is always creating stuff for the channel and she just does amazing work. Oh my goodness. Then I have two Poppin.com tape dispensers. I haven't used these in a while, but I don't want to get rid of them because I do use them sometimes whenever I want to take my supplies like from out of the room. So I just decorated those to kind of coordinate with the room using washi, of course, how appropriate. And then over here in this area, this has a lot of my inks, blenders, sprays, stains, markers, crayons, anything to kind of write, color, ink, or anything like that. So this organizer here was actually a cassette organizer. It's vintage. It's awesome. The hubby and I actually modified it to fit my ink pads, but it barely fit in this cabinet, guys, like barely. If you were closer to it, you could see it kind of has a little bow from where I forced it to fit in there, but it was awesome because I didn't have to mount or screw or do anything to it. It just got shoved straight in there and it works. And I actually love the way it looks. I think I got that for about $3, I want to say, from a thrift store, and it was gorgeous. I did love the backing and everything, but I took that off and wound up just using it for this. And then moving on, I have some Dollar Tree organizers there that I just put cardboard across, and these are actually for the kiddos cheapy inks, like the ones you get in the plastic mason jars from Michael's. I only get them when they go on clearance because I am not willing to pay about $1 a pad for these things. Absolutely not. So when they go out on clearance at Michael's in those jars, I will always get them because Boogie and the boys actually like playing with them. So there's that. Here I have some experiments going on with alcohol inks. Here I have some DIY dowel blenders. As you can see, they actually look like this. And they had a rubber Santa stamp on the end. And I got them from the Target dollar spot. Added a fabric furniture pad. And now I have my own DIY blender. And I absolutely love them. Love, love, love them. Here I have some more inks, and as you can see, I did the little tiered look thing with the 2x4s. Haven't cared much to stain them. I just gonna leave them as is. And then here, I have another one of the bamboo racks that I got at Aldi. Love that rack. And it's just for my spray mist, glimmer mist, the plain Jane, distress stains, inks, all that good stuff. Some glaze that I hauled not too long ago for you guys, which I love using on paper. I love using that stuff on paper. You can create like a faux burnt look, like a faux leather look. It's just so beautiful. And then more goodies. The refill distress oxide liquids for my ink pads and all that good stuff. And then here we have some 99-cent only store little shelf racks stacked up on each other with my different types of markers. And the kiddos reach for these a lot, except for the permanents. I don't let them use permanents. But the rest of it, they play with all of that stuff. And then down here is the other little section where I told you guys I still had some of the Dollar Tree lock top containers. And in this one, we have like little matte pencils, retractable matte pencils, and chalk and watercolor. Here we have pens and pencils for the kids, ink, gel ink pens, paper clips. Those are DIY paper clips that people have made and sent me. We have an extra patch of Mr. Sketch scented, highlighters, Crayola markers, thin and chunky. In here I have crayons, and then an open pack of the Mr. Sketch, gel crayons, and colored chalk. That is for the chalkboard that we have out in the kitchen area. And that is it. I absolutely love these containers. I love them. That is why the only ones I was really willing to really keep out of a lot of my pink plastic storage were these containers. Because again, I'm a visual person. I put pieces together by scanning the room and seeing the colors and knowing what I have and all of that. So whenever I want to look around real quick with like a quick thought, I have to be able to see what I have. I have to. If I can't, I'll never look at it. It has to be something that I don't use often, or I'll just go to for something specific and I don't have a lot of, so I can remember that it's there in order for me to put it away in a container. Otherwise, I will never touch it. So I have to have things displayed somehow, and this is just the best way to keep it organized and displayed without looking like a bunch of junk. So I love these containers. I will always suggest these, and I would probably still buy some containers like this if I could find a place for them. Again, there is a look at that shelf, which I love. So that's it for this little area here.